Guys, today I have for you pure barbecue chicken setup. This one is pretty goddamn special and I think you have never seen anything quite like this. It will actually work in PvP and PvE. Why this build is so special? Because we are combining one of the best assault rifle in the game with two talent combination that can stop whole battlefield. In this case we are rocking, of course, creeping dead, which will share status effect to nearby enemies, and trauma talent. Trauma talent is kinda slept on right now, but actually it's nasty in PvP as well, because you can apply blind and bleed effect. Bleed effect obviously will slow down your enemy, and blind effect will pretty much take out your enemy for a couple seconds. And with this time to kill in PvP right now, you only need that split second and you will barbecue chicken your enemy in any shape or form in PvP and PvE. As you see, this build works really well on legendary strongholds because, again, we have Saint Elmo's. Saint Elmo's has increased magazine size with my build. We have 80 plus bullets. We're gonna apply shock effect left, right and center. Of course, we're gonna share not only bleed and blight from trauma, but this shock effect as well. On top of that, we have disrupt grenades. If you will use this build with technician specialization, you can definitely go with gunner specialization. It truly depends on your preference. I will explain everything in a second, but before I do that, quick word from the sponsor, Diving.net. If you don't have enough time or good teammates, but you still want all the best items in your game, then Diving.net is set for you. They have absolutely amazing team on consoles. They will complete your orders super quick. If you will use my promo code RBDIV or RBDIA, you will receive 15% discount on absolutely all service. Amazing deal, especially right now they have some crazy sales going on, so definitely check these guys out. But now let's get back to my setup, which will be absolutely nasty. And guys, sorry for not covering any global events or activities. For me, apparel event is kinda meh. Resident Evil apparel team we already got like 2 times before, so Resident Evil clothes not interesting to me as well. Like I said, global events, pretty much we have played those 1000 times before. Season by itself is kinda meh. We are replaying the same missions, the same control points, and no fun whatsoever. The lore or the story, I'm sorry, I'm not really invested anymore in that story, because we are going back, forward and back. So 1 step forward, 2 steps back, and we just, at this point, it feels that we are making circles. At any given point, they can resurrect some NPCs or characters, so they could push the story further, and there is no real meaning behind your actions. I guess you don't feel impactful. Anyway, for specialization though, we will use technician specialization in this one, but like I said at my intro, you could go with gunner specialization. Technician specialization though will give us additional skill tier, disrupt grenades, linked laser point attachment, artificial hive. Overall, really good specialization. Gunner specialization will give us increased rate of fire on kill, armor back on kill, and foam grenades, and banshee pulse, also good option. But survival specialization could be used actually in PvP if you will use this build in team. Medkit will heal you and your teammates, and you can apply status effect AK fire with your fire grenades. For the weapons, I'm using Saint Elmo's, still one of the best assault rifles in the game, with a shock effect, and of course with the amount of bullets and weapon attachments it has. Oh my goodness, those gorgeous weapon attachments. Crit damage, increased magazine size, handling, crit chance. Oh baby, absolutely top tier weapon. SSSS plus weapon for PvP and PvE. For second weapon though, I'm using Shield Splinterer, again with Perfect Optimist. After last patch, this assault rifle found the way to top 5 assault rifles. It's arguably maybe one of the best ones, but sometimes I love FAMAS a little bit more because you have extra mod or attachment slot on FAMAS. So it really depends which weapon you love or familiar to but for me, like I said, top 5 assault rifles. St. Elmo's and Shield Splinterer. For pistol, these exclusive pistol Orbit with perfect finisher, kill non-elite enemies, switch to your main weapon, boom, you have 40% additional crit damage and capped out crit chance, and 10 seconds is a long duration actually. You can definitely take out 2, 3, even 4 enemies if they are nearby with this setup, especially when you're gonna shock them with Creeping Dead or maybe blind them with Creeping Dead. For mask, I'm using Catharsis exotic mask. This bad boy will give a shit ton of DPS and of course additional survivability with full stacks, 30% additional weapon damage, and at the end this mask will release green healing cloud. It will not heal much, but if you're gonna pair it up with your fixer drone, some armor regen attributes, trust me, you're gonna feel it. And as well, we have 10% armor on kill on this build, so we are trying to cover every goddamn thing in this build. I am using perfect trauma. This set will give us as well headshot damage, really good, and it works really well with trauma talent because we need those headshots to proc blind effect. For holster, I'm using Picar's named holster with additional weapon damage and armor core attribute. For backpack though, I am using a new set which we got with last update with Creeping Dead. Yeah, technically you could go with perfect Creeping Dead. That talent would have less cooldown, but honestly that's not that noticeable. Difference is not that noticeable, so you can rock whatever backpack actually with Creeping Dead on. For the gloves though, I'm using additional weapon damage, but you could go, if you need more weapon damage, you could go with Fenris gloves, which will provide us with 10% assault rifle damage, or Fox spray knee pads, with Contractor's gloves, named the Contractor's gloves, which could give us damage to armor multiplier. For knee pads though, I'm using Bellastone Armory knee pads, and those will give me, not Bellastone Armory knee pads, but Golem knee pads, which will increase my status effects. So you could actually replace these knee pads with Bellastone Armory to gain additional armor regen, or maybe if you need more damage, go with Fenris knee pads or Fox spray knee pads with damage out of cover attribute or damage multiplier. So yeah, thanks for watching, see you in the next one and have fun with this build, bye!